Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right. We are on. We are live.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I'm using my Care by Design lotion because I'm going to get your back high
Ooh.
and it's going to feel yummy.
Ooh.
Do you have to drive back to Santa Clarita tonight?
No. No. I'm actually gonna drive to LAX and then back to Glendale.
What are you doing in LAX?
Picking up immigrants.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. I'm just picking up some buddies. Got a lot of friends who do a lot of different things, and I always end up being the one who pulls the favors.
So you're the bitch.
Sometimes.
Okay.
I mean, we all have safe words, right?
Yes. Yes.
I mean,
We all have safe words. The scariest part is if you use a safe word that's actually a sexual move.
yes.
And then you're like, pineapple, and they flip you over and call you SpongeBob. And you're like, that's not what I meant.
I know, right?
Scary.
I mean,
Do
I used to use pineapple as a safe word,
Uh-huh.
but then I started drinking pineapple soda.
Okay.
So whenever anybody asked me what I wanted to drink, I would say pineapple, and then
They'd
My-
stop.
my girlfriend at the time would look at me weird.
Was that really your safe word? Because
It
I'd be so fucked up if I guessed that shit.
It was.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm psychic.
I mean, I was a SpongeBob fan, so pineapple was the first thing that popped in my head when I.
Not Squidward.
No, not Squidward. No.
Not Mr. Krabs.
No. Anytime crabs and sexual acts are in the same sentence is usually wrong.
That's
or
true.
bad.
Or Sandy. Oh.
Ooh, Sandy, I don't know about that. I mean, I don't like sex on the beach as much as the next guy, but.
Do you? I don't know. You make too many pearls in that pussy. It's just too much.
Ayo.
Do you want to introduce yourself? I guess I should have you introduce yourself. Do that.
Yeah. Hi guys, my name is Ruben. Man of many trades. I consider myself a Renaissance Mexican, even though I just found out I'm 65% Native American.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's weird because all my life I was treated like a Mexican. Now I found out I can own a casino.
And you're going to be treated even worse.
Yeah, because the Indian nations don't like enrolling more members into their tribes because then they have to split the profits of the land more and more.
Mm-hmm.
So now there's this whole thing where like people who are of Native descent have to prove even further. I mean,
Hard. It is
yeah,
so hard. My dad is Choctaw, and he has his Indian card, and I need to get mine. I know it's a stupid thing that I haven't done as of yet. But yeah, it was really, really hard for them to get it.
yeah. I mean, it's for me, it changes everything
Yeah.
because, instead of being pursued by ICE and the rest of the government, I can just be like, whoa, I was here first, bro.
Bitches leave.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But being Native, I mean, it's so much. I mean, the fact that you have to prove with a DNA test that you're Native.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have to prove that I was Mexican to anybody. Everybody just assumed I was Mexican. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But now I'm like, nah, bro, I'm Squanto. They're like, really? Prove it.
Geronimo, bitch.
Yeah,
No.
shit.
Yeah, I know. Like, but it's cool too. Like my dad, he gets a lot of his medical through the Choctaw Nation.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of benefits that the tribes have is amazing. I mean, I need to do more research because I'm not really, like I said, I've been treated like a Mexican my whole life, and I feel lied to. But there's so much more stuff that goes into proving that you're Native.
It is extreme. Well, the crazy thing is, like my mom's side of the family, my great grandma was full-blooded Cherokee.
Ooh.
And they still can't really prove it.
Yeah.
My dad's side of the family, which has like a pitiful amount of Choctaw in it, was able to prove it. So even though my mom has way more in her and I have way more Cherokee than I have Choctaw in me, I can get my Choctaw card.
Like, I'm definitely not like a Pechangan Indian, which I wish I was, because them mofos get like 40 grand or so a month. I'm like, if I could prove I'm an Indian princess, I'd be better off than being a Trump. You know what I mean?
Aw, you'd be a little Pocahontas.
Right?
Little Pocahontas.
I mean, speaking of Pocahontas, where's that John Smith of yours?
Okay, so I lied.
Okay, so everybody knows I only agreed to this podcast because I assumed that your husband was going to be here to give me a happy ending.
I lied to you.
I know. See, That's why I don't trust women.
Don't.
I got all kinds of trust issues because of you women.
Oh, me too. Women are terrifying. I stay far, far away from them. Somebody posted something on Facebook, and it was like, if you spend 2 days a week with your girlfriends, your health will be better. And I'm like, fuck, I'm going to die. Like,
Bruh.
shit. There I go.
I mean, I'm also Mormon, or used to be Mormon. I've defected. And by Mormon, I'm not talking about like the Mitt Romney Mormons that have like 7 wives. I'm the boring one that like believed the 14-year-old who did mushrooms in the forest came up with a book.
Are you fucking with me right now?
No. I was Mormon from the age of officially baptized by the church from the age of 12, and I finally like what's the term I'm looking for? Like abolish my membership, I guess, or just like
Removed from the record?
I haven't been removed from the records yet, but like I finally I just denounced my membership when I was 21.
How old are you now?
I'm 29 going on 30.
That's normally how it works.
Yeah, usually. I mean, if you're Asian, you just jump from like 22 to 55 all of nowhere.
No, the Asians have fantastic genetics.
I know. I met an Asian girl the other day. She told me she was 55, and I was like, "No way! You look like you're 22."
She's double nipples? Oh. Did you fuck that double nipple?
No, I just met her. I didn't say I slept with her. I don't just sleep with anybody. I have standards.
Why not? Ew, standards.
I know.
That's dumb.
Um,
So, okay, are your parents still Mormon? Now, I'm sorry, I'm stuck. We're gonna have to.
Now we're gonna have to get into this
Yeah.
rabbit hole of Mormonism.
Yeah, let's go down this hole.
Yeah. So, as up to my knowledge, my father's still Mormon, and my mom is definitely really Mormon. They've divorced. It's been 7 years since I've last spoken to my father, but my mom is still very. She's a believer. She's not as a devout follower as she used to be.
Okay.
She's a little bit more relaxed with the religion than
Okay.
she used to be. But like growing up, I was, Boy Scout, gone Eagle Scout. I did all the.
Oh shit, you did all through the.
Oh yeah. I mean, I started doing all the rituals. Got admitted into the temple to do very specific member rituals. Like I was interviewed by my bishop multiple times a year.
Did he rape you?
No. I mean, I was always scared of that, to be honest. Not necessarily from like my bishop per se, but just people in general in the church. I just always find that people who are fanatics of a certain organization have something to hide.
Yeah.
Whether or even business. Like if you're a super fanatic of your business, you got something to hide. Like I think Jeff Bezos is hiding something other than his taxes.
Right.
Donald Trump definitely hiding something. I don't know if it's pedophilia yet, although him and Jeffrey Epstein have had some issues. Clintons, we all know. I mean, they're trying to hide shit, but they can't hide. I mean, hide and go seek with Hillary's. I mean, she can't even hide her emails.
She's old. She probably didn't even know how to email. My God. You know how many email accounts my mom has because she can't fucking figure it out?
I know, but then you have to also like.
She's like, Joy Eileen, I'm going to email you from this. And I'm like, oh, fuck, what happened to the other 5, Mom? And she's like, I don't know how to get into them.
But like, she can't. She doesn't know how to use electronics, but she sure hell knows how to like send troops over to kill, Gaddafi and then laugh about it.
Okay, but fuck Hillary. Blah, blah, blah.
Back
Back
to
to
the
you.
Back to the Mormonism.
Back to the studio, Ruby.
Oh, sorry. I should warn your audience that I tend to go on tangents.
Well, it's all right. I'm here to use my elbow of truth to get you back to where I need you to go.
By the way, what are you using on my back right now?
Those are my thumbs.
No, but I mean like that lotion that you put
Oh, the CBD lotion?
Yeah.
Okay, so Care by Design, they're fantastic, amazing people. They made me this tub of their CBD lotion because I use it so much on my patients, and they are the only sponsor of this podcast as of right now.
I'm about to say, because like I've never had anybody work my back like the way you're working it right now, and it feels so good.
Oh, because I'm fucking good. I'm really good at what I do.
No, I know, but I mean I've had like men twice my size like ball me up in jiu-jitsu class and can't get the wrinkle, like the knots out of my back like you're doing right now, and that CBD stuff is feeling so good.
Oh, it's amazing. It seriously has saved my elbows and my wrist. Like, I can give twice as many hand jobs with that.
I don't know what pressure point you're on, but it feels so good. Like my eyes are rolling back.
Okay, so
So Mormons.
yeah, how many
Mormons
brothers and
Mexicans.
sisters do you have?
I
Because
come-
you're Mexican and Mormon. Holy shit.
Yeah. So by those standards, I have a pretty small family. So we're only 5.
Oh, that is small. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we're very small, and for some reason, my dad has like really good sperm, because he alternated. It was like boy, girl, boy, girl,
Oh,
boy.
fuck him.
I know.
Fuck you, John.
What do you have? All boys?
All
girls?
boys.
Oh, that's a lot of testosterone in that house.
Oh, yeah. Like, I'm penises. Penises everywhere. And only one of them I can touch.
Well, yeah, because then child services shows up.
I don't even want to touch. Oh, my kids are so sticky. Ugh. I won't even let my kids touch my face. Like, ugh. Okay, sorry. Mormon?
So Mormon. So I grew up in the Mormon church.
Where'd you grow up?
Glendale, California.
Okay.
So I grew up around Armenians, Mormons, and 0 Mexicans. Like when I went to high school, I was one of 5 Latinos in my school.
And then you really weren't even a Latino.
and then come to find out, I've been treated the wrong way. I should have been like given a blanket instead
With
of a
smallpox.
taco. Yeah. Or a casino. Either or would have been good.
Well, you had to get smallpox before you get the casino. I mean, you had to go in chronological order.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, nowadays most people skip all the good stuff. You know what I mean? Like now, instead of getting married, people just have kids.
Fuck yeah. Only reason I got married is because John's like, you'll get insurance. And I was like, I can get sick? Okay.
Well, I mean, at least that relationship came with benefits. You know what I mean?
Yes, it did.
I mean, it had a couple setbacks, but hey, other than having to sleep with him, you got your medical benefits.
Says the guy who wants a hand job from him.
Hey. I mean, he's a good-looking dude.
He's got a... Never mind. Not going to finish that sentence.
He's got a very Lex Luthor look to him.
He's sexy.
See what I mean?
His dick is bald, too.
Ooh. Now we're getting a little off course.
I know. I'm sorry. I was going to tell you how big it... I was going to tell you how big it was, but I stopped.
Let me find out on my own.
Okay.
But you know, the Mormon community is a very tight knit community. I mean, they look out for each other.
Yeah, because they knit shit.
Yeah, I mean, first off, I didn't realize how powerful they were, and it was scary to find out and find more about them. I mean, growing up, I wasn't confused in terms of like sexuality or anything. I was more confused of like, what do I follow? I mean, I grew as a child. My family was Catholic. Then my dad converted to Mormonism.
So who converted him?
2 white guys at a Taco Bell. Yeah.
Are you sure you're not Mexican? Like,
No, not Mexican. I mean, I'm definitely Salvadorian. Definitely a little bit Mexican. But like
70%
Indian.
If you were stuck on an island and can only eat one thing for the island life.
Well, that's a loaded question, because is it healthy or is it like my last meal?
If you're fucking stuck on an island, do you want it to be healthy? Or how long do you want to live on a fucking island?
I mean, I could eat coconuts all day. So if I had only one meal, one absolute meal, it would have to be like steak, you know, gravy, mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese. You know, just like a good old wholesome Midwestern dinner.
Okay, that was a dumb question then. All right, back to Mormons.
But wait, let me follow that up though.
All right.
But if I needed like a certain amount of, like if I had an unlimited supply of food and it was supposed to be nutritious and like fulfilling, I mean, definitely Mexican food.
Well, fuck yeah.
Because it's just like, it's everything you ever wanted, but with hot sauce.
But you have to also think, like, how good are the tree leaves? Because, you know, if you're wiping yourself, you gotta be like, how do I want to, like, you aren't gonna order hummus.
Why would you wipe yourself? You have a bidet.
That's true, the ocean.
Yeah, I mean,
with fishies.
Yeah, let the little freaking fishies, you know, the ones that the bottom feeders, they can feed on your bottom. And then, you know, you have the smooth abrasiveness of the salt in the ocean to, you know, really shine that pucker up. You know what I mean?
But why do you need your pucker shined anyway? There's nobody else there.
I mean, what if a fish wants to go up there and lick it? You know what I mean? Like, hey, I can't get my rocks off by hanging on the rocks.
Okay. All right.
I'm just trying to make this interesting.
No, you're doing a good job. I don't even need to be here right now.
But leave that tub of CBD though. Man, that stuff is feeling really good.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to like steal some from you. When
I can get you some. I can get you some.
But where was I?
Mormons. How
That's
did you find out how powerful? Like, what made you go, oh shit, these people got some cojones?
Financial struggle. Family fell into some financial struggle, and how easily and readily available they have resources was intense.
Okay.
They have came to find out that they have their very own industrial packaging plant where they package a lot of canned goods. They own
Deseret Industries?
yes, Deseret Industries. They have their own furniture company that puts out of work members to work. I mean, and a lot of it's funded through tithings, which is like 10% of everybody's paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
And if I remember correctly, they're like one of the top 5 most, one of the biggest congregations in the world is the Mormon congregation, and or the Latter Day Saints, I should say. And they have people.
Mormon used to be a slur.
Yeah, they what do you call it? They have tribes everywhere. I mean, I call groups of people tribes. So now that I'm Indian, it's the only way I can talk about it. But
Are all babies papusas now?
yeah, right. But like, I didn't realize how far reached the Mormon Church had for being such a young religion. It started somewhere.
A Brigham Young religion?
Yeah, I mean it started. It's a religion that started back when like the 13 colonies were still around, so pre 1776.
Okay.
And the Catholic Church has been around since medieval times, and
The
they're
Catholic Church is fucking terrifying as well.
like, yeah, I mean they screwed over my people. Remember?
Well, they own the Philippines.
And Central America now. I mean, turn on Telemundo, everybody's white. But it's crazy to see how quickly their religion spread. I mean, they have a Disney movie about Mormons. I didn't realize that the mouse was Mormon. I mean, I knew the guy hated Jews, but Mickey Mouse made a movie about a missionary that went to Samoa, and it's called The Other Side of the Rainbow, and it's a story about this missionary who is sent to this island to preach the gospel to these people who.
Anne Hathaway's in it too.
Yeah. And that don't have the religion yet, and the things that this guy went through and whatnot. I mean, it's a very spiritually magical, miracle-filled film, and to have people, first off, Samoans, it's a great culture. I love them. I work with a ton of them back at the airport when I used to work there, but they're huge, massive people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, genetically, they must be superior to most. I mean, I'm a big dude, and I'm like a small Samoan. All right?
Right.
And this little dinky white guy came over and was like, yo, you guys are sinning. Here's a book. Go ahead and read it, and then converted everybody. It was insane. So they had to make a Disney movie out of it. But also in the Latin community, I mean, there's a very dense Latin community of Mormons. And especially since most of the Book of Mormon talks about the Americas in the United States during the time of Christ, because the Bible apparently is specific to like the Middle East and like Jerusalem and Israel and all those other places that have terrorists.
Bethlehem and all that.
Yeah, they have terrorists and they're blowing up each other. But nobody talks about the Americas before then. They just think we're just a bunch of Aztecs killing Mayans, sacrificing each other for the sun god and whatnot, and building temples.
Kill them all. Kill them all.
Yeah, like straight up apocalypto, but directed by Mel Gibson. But the Book of Mormon goes into try to explain the existence of the indigenous people in the Americas and how it came to be. So in history books, you're taught, my ancestors were walked over the Bering Strait through Russia and Alaska down, and those who got lazy stayed up north, and those who wanted warmer weather kept going south.
Like birds.
Yeah, the Book of Mormon says that this family built a submarine. It was like taken across the Atlantic, and they washed up in the Americas. Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's a worse story than Christopher Columbus coming over and fucking everybody over.
It's almost Scientology-esque.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
But remember, Scientology was started by what do you call it? A sci-fi guy.
Yeah.
This one was written by a dude on mushrooms, so it's extra trippy.
This was a 14-year-old with an imagination in the woods.
And mushrooms, because there's no way in hell you think about this just sober in the 1700s, and celibate, because there's no way in hell this Joseph Smith guy was getting laid at this age with these kind of ideas. Like, if anything, he was being persecuted.
He was murdered later, so.
He was. But like, little things about the religion that I come to find out how certain aspects of, or I should say, certain rules were made and why they were made and how they were made. And, the more and more I did my digging and research, the less and less I wanted to be a part of it. The less and less I believed in it,
So how did you tell your parents? You were like, peace out, bitches, I'm out.
I didn't. I just kind of stopped going. I kind of like ghosted the religion, like when you stop calling back and start showing up for activities and But I will say this: Mormons know how to party. They don't drink, but they sure know how to throw a party. That buffet that they have, I mean, they call it a potluck, but that spread, oh my God.
We used to say where Mormons meet, Mormons eat.
Yeah, like there's nothing more awesome than going to like a Thanksgiving. By the way, Thanksgiving's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only time I ever go to church. Fuck Christmas, fuck New Year's. Thanksgiving though, count me in.
What church do you go to?
The Mormon church. Oh, I go back to the Mormon church for the food. I don't stay for the religion. I mean, they make me pray, but a 30-second prayer for like 3 plates of food, I'm so down.
Well, if you also can come to our house. We don't make you pray.
No, but it's okay. But because the thing is like Mormons.
You don't have funeral potatoes.
I swear.
Sorry.
Every time I go to these functions where food is involved, they have a spread, and let me tell you, I'm talking about like world class, 5-star. Like, not even the buffets in Vegas can like compete with these guys, because at least in Spanish I say barrio. I guess in English they call them a ward, but in the congregation that's local, I get Salvadorian food, I get Honduran food, South American food. There's a white family, so they bring meatloaf. It's just this.
Don't knock meatloaf if it's done right. It's fucking.
I mean, let me tell you, they got this spicy ketchup they put on top of it. Yo, that shit is gangsta. By the way, can I cuss on your podcast?
Yes, you can say fuck, shit, douche shot, whatever. You twat yacht is my new favorite word.
I mean, I'm sure I said a few curse words.
Well, because twat canoe is too small, so twat yacht is bigger.
Twat yacht.
That's my new word.
Ooh, I like that word. Twat yacht.
It rolls off the tongue.
I'm gonna turn that into a bumper sticker.
Twat yacht.
Hashtag twat yacht.
Fuck yeah.
We're gonna put it on your merch.
Okay.
But yeah, they have this spread of just amazing food. And then
Hashtag I only go to church for food.
Yeah, I mean, and not even on Sunday.
None of that cracker shit.
Yeah, like and that's another thing. Like the you know how like in Catholic churches and they do the sacrament where the priest like
Mass.
Yeah, the body of Christ.
Yeah, the body of Christ and the blood of Christ,
Uh-huh.
and they use like a cracker and I've never had the pedophile fucking wine.
It's grape juice now. They
Grape
don't
juice?
use wine.
Okay. So in the Mormon community, they use actual bread.
Mm-hmm.
So
Like what kind of bread? Like are we talking sourdough or non?
yeah, I mean like
If
every
a shit family brings it, it's like
government. Yeah, it's like government bread. But like if like the rich family in the war brings it, it's like fresh baked. Yeah, fresh baked bimbo or something. I don't know. But I'll tell you a joke. One time, I was tasked to get it. So I told the guys, hey, because in the Mormon church they separate the men and the women. Let me explain something. On Sundays you have 3 hours of church. It's not like a 1-hour mass at the Catholic church where you're just like, you go in there, listen to a pedophile, take his cracker and wine, and then get the fuck out. You're there for 3 hours.
And
You
that's
have
if they don't have like extra things to ask.
Yeah. So like the first hour is usually where the congregation is all together under one roof, kind of typical mass style, sacrament passing, all that good stuff. And you have your bishop and his 2 counselors, which is like symbolic of the Trinity.
God, it sounds like you're
council.
playing chess.
It really is. But wait, there's more.
All right, Billy Mays, give it to me.
So they have speakers and they speak to the congregation.
First, I pictured speakers. Okay, I'm dumb. All right. All right. I'm like,
and afterwards, after they're done,
dumbass.
they split up into 2 classes.
Okay.
Sunday school class. So depending on your age and whether you have a dope teacher or like a teacher who like takes the religion too seriously, depends on how your next hour is gonna go. And I grew up with like 10 kids around my age, so I was always surrounded by people my age. And naturally, people get older, and we're not all the same age. We're like in between a group of like 4 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you would see certain friends move on to like the moral adult classes, and you're like, oh, I can't wait to go there, and blah blah blah. At the end of the day, you end up at a class with a bunch of old men, and women go with a bunch of old women. So they just split you up by your gender. Not by your intellect, not by your status, just by gender. And when you hang out with the men, I mean, men are men. You get to really get to know the patriarch of the ward. You get to meet the other fathers and the other sons, and some of them were really fucking weird. Like I met this one guy who was what do you call it? The guy who takes care of the funeral home. Mortician. There you go. I didn't want to fuck that up. But yeah, this dude was a mortician, had just recently converted, had no kids, but like looked like the Green Reaper. Like just straight up super old, super shriveled, looked like he was burnt because they left him in the oven way too long, which is kind of what I thought at first because, he's a mortician. But
he's like, I'm cold. Just put me in the crematorium for a second.
Yeah, he's like, let me just get a tan real quick. But he was from a region of Mexico called Guanajuato, where they're really, really dark and they all look like mummies.
I wonder if they've ever popped popcorn in a crematorium. Sorry.
No, but they've definitely like made some carne asada, for sure. Like in a pinch, you could stick a pizza in there. But yeah, like I met him. There was, but there were some good figures. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I met a lot of people that I can trust and that I asked for advice from because they were just good people. But as a man, as a young man growing up in that, there were certain things you had to do. Like I was taught at a very young age that the man had to provide, preside, and protect. So I was always on guard. I was always making sure that things were running smoothly. I mean, a lot of my morals are kind of derived from that part of my life. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of things that I do because I just didn't want to be a part of it. Like I first started drinking just to be like a rebel, just be like, fuck the church, fuck Jesus, drink up, Jack Daniels.
Jesus is like, yeah, come fuck me.
And like, yeah, like I knew a guy named Jesus, and he would only drink wine. He's like, dude, I'm Jesus, I can only drink wine. And that was kind of his shtick.
Did he put it in water bottles?
No, but that would have been hilarious. That would have been super hilarious. But like, that was his gimmick, and that's how he got laid. He would be like, hey girls, you guys want some wine? I'm Jesus.
You want to eat my bread?
For me, my choice alcohol back then as a kid, I mean, we're talking about 19 in college.
Yeah, you're 29. Calm down.
Okay, but I've had like 60 jobs, so I feel like I'm 50.
Okay, I'm 38. You're 29. Calm down.
Oh, stop it. You don't look a day over 24.
Oh, thank you.
And the way you're working my back, it feels like you're like a 19-year-old, 250-pound woman. That was a compliment.
I'll take it.
All right.
I'm a strong bitch.
There you go. But my choice was tequila. And not like good tequila, like the shit that came in a plastic bottle. Like that's, what was it, salsa or whatever the fuck?
Salsa.
I don't know I forget what it was called. Like now I just drink, numero Juan.
Ron White.
Yeah, Ron White's tequila. That's really good. And when I can't find that, there's a bottle that we have here at the Comedy Store called illegal, and I love it because it's mezcal. It's not really tequila, but
Do they keep it behind a wall?
right, like they keep it in the back by the kitchen
Uh-huh.
where it belongs. Um,
It's holding a broom.
yeah, it's right there next to Tocho. Uh, but no,
Which one's more illegal?
yeah. But I've always liked tequila. Just recently that I get into nicer whiskeys and cigar smoking. I took a trip to Honduras earlier this year and brought back some really killer cigars. And I mean, I've smoked tobacco for about 7 years, but never in the form of a cigar. And like to learn to smoke a cigar, sip whiskey, and kind of have that realization, that was very cool.
See, I could not smoke a cigar. You put something that big and thick in my mouth, I'm gonna try and suck it. Like, it's just what's gonna happen.
I totally understand. I totally understand. I mean,
Like-
I've definitely met a few girls like that, but
I'm like, Joy, you're only supposed to put like half an inch in your mouth. I'm like, oh,
Oh,
I thought it was supposed to touch your throat.
whoopsies. But it was cool because I never had those experiences. Like, some people at the age of 21, they have their first drink with their dad or their grandfather or whatever.
Not me.
Like my family was so dysfunctional. I was, my mom was just happy that I didn't turn out to be a criminal.
Now, do you talk to your parents?
Oh, my mother is number one. Like, I'm totally a mama's boy.
No.
Yeah.
Wait, what are you in the line? Are you like the oldest, the middle, the baby?
I'm the oldest, so I took all the
Okay.
shit, most of the shit, and everything was my fault. And nothing was ever given to me. Everything was always earned. On the other hand, my younger brothers always got my hand-me-downs, or they got new shit because the hand-me-down was so run down.
Uh-huh.
But I at the age, whenever I wanted something new, I'd have to go to work or get a job of some sort.
No, I wish my 19-year-old would get a job. Love you.
I mean, at the age of 14, I asked my dad for a PlayStation. And he's like, all right, well, if you want it, come and work for it. So I was like, all right, cool. I can do whatever you do. At the time, I was like 180 pounds, almost 200 pounds. I mean, I was a pretty big kid for the age of 14.
That is a big kid.
He's like, look, you're going to wash all these semi-trucks. He was in construction, so we're talking about some like big old international trucks.
Okay.
And his company that he worked for had a total of 20. Now, regularly, they would pay a detailer guy about $40 a truck to come in and wash everything. But because my father was trying to teach me a lesson, and my PlayStation was $300, and he didn't want me just to, earn it in one day, he told his boss that I could do it for $10, and that all he had to do was provide the soap and the brush. So my father's employer was more than happy to use child labor to wash his vehicles, and taught me a really valuable lesson.
Did he make you take your shirt off and spill suds on you?
No, I mean,
You probably would have earned more.
I probably would have, but I wasn't really that good looking as a boy, as a young boy.
Who cares? They
I
don't.
mean, I was fat,
Oh, you could have put suds on your titties and just.
Yeah, but then you mix in child labor laws and child pornography, and someone's gonna get arrested.
Nah.
You know what I mean? But
I mean, now, yeah, but then, nah.
I mean, it was like 1998.
Yeah, that's when like Michael Jackson was at his prime.
Yeah, so I ended up working for my father's construction company for like a month,
Okay.
trying to earn money for my PlayStation.
Did you get it?
Oh, absolutely. I bought it and put everything on it. I mean, I didn't have bills to pay, so I spent every dime on it. Then I got older, got the urge.
Xbox. Oh.
Yeah, I got the urge for another, entertainment system, and I was like, what am I gonna do with my PlayStation? And they're like, just give it to your little brother. And I was going to until I realized, wait a minute, this motherfucker has never worked a day in his life. Fuck him and everybody he claims. Like, he can go to work. And then my father knew that I was not happy with that decision of just handing it over, so he took it. He was like, you don't want to give it to him? I'll just take it. And gave me $10 for it, and a ride to the Toys R Us to pick up my Xbox. So
Okay, I've already guessed pineapple and Xbox. I'm
Yeah.
fucking quitting. I am now psychic. Like,
there you go. Hey, you know what? If you open up a little shop down the street, bitch, you make some money.
yep.
Yeah, there's plenty of drunk bitches who come in here. Tell me my future. Am I gonna find my like future husband out here?
And you're like, yep.
We'll just send them to you.
And but like growing up, it was just always tough in the sense that I took most of the shit because I was the older one. You know, I was the experiment.
Well, see, it's
I was
kind
the guinea pig.
it's kind of the opposite because Tyler is John. I mean, he's mine, but like we had to do child custody because his mom was a crazy bitch, and so like we were really afraid to punish him
Mm-hmm.
because we didn't want him to be like, I'm just gonna go live with my mom. So Tyler kind of got away with a lot, still does. And Caleb, our middle child, that poor puppy has got most of it. And then Brody, our youngest, is just wild.
Yeah, like my youngest, he's got a mouth on him. I mean, he says things that I'm like, bro, really? You just said that? Like I should whoop your ass. Like if this wasn't 2019 where everybody gets offended, I'd whoop your ass. But like nobody can take a punch nowadays, and you know, too many kids nowadays go without being hit in the face for saying some dumb shit, especially on social media.
Yep.
You know, like this new age of this new generation. I don't know what they call it now, millennials. I don't know. I don't keep up with the labels.
Bitches.
There you go. Basically, anybody
Basic bitches. There you go.
who isn't an adult yet. So if you were born between 2001 and now, is we're talking about you. You know, they're the first ones that grew up with a cell phone in their hand. I remember when I had to beg for a cell phone. Like there wasn't none of this, like, just call me when you're done. No, I was like, Mom, I totally need a cell phone. I'm going into high school. Like, what if something happens? She's like, bitch, you don't need a cell phone. Who the
I
fuck
didn't even
you
have
gonna
cell
call?
phones when I was in high school. Calm down.
Okay, but just hear me out.
I'm hearing you out.
You know, I grew up with the landline, you know, having to hang up the phone to get on the internet. You know, it's just life nowadays is just too easy. What, did you have, like you're going a little harder there on the cat.
Sorry.
What happened? Did you have to send a mule or something?
No, we didn't even have the internet until I was in high school.
Ah, well, see, at least you had the internet when you were in high
But
school.
you had to do like the AOL 20 hours free.
Yeah, like I swapped out disc after disc to get like 100 hours.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like there's definitely like 20,000 emails.
But you were probably 5 when you did it.
I started downloading music when I was like 16.
Mm-hmm.
So LimeWire was a thing, so, you know, let your viewers do the math.
I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, LimeWire was,
See, I was Napster.
okay, I remember Napster.
Yeah.
Yeah, LimeWire was when kids got viruses before getting sex. It was great. Like, you would download a song and then you'd play it and, like, your computer would crash. And then I remember when movies first started coming out, like ripped movies started coming out on LimeWire, you would start the download as you left for school, and you would hope that by the time you got home at 5 in the afternoon, that your movie would be ready. And it would be, but it would be like the shittiest quality. And it was so much easier to download porn because it was such shorter videos instead of watching like full-length films. So then like movies turned to porno, and then everybody was downloading porno, and everybody got these like digital STDs in their computers. So I remember when that happened. I remember the Y2K scare. That was intense.
I was 18.
I remember 9/11. I mean, not to be a downer, but I remember being scared out of my fucking mind.
I was pissed because somebody woke me up and I was sleeping. I was like, I'm not in New York.
Yeah, well,
Fucking leave me alone.
yeah, I mean,
I'm in Texas. Fucking let me sleep.
I remember when you know, they always say, you know, remember where you were on that day? Like, yeah.
I was in bed.
Yeah, I remember. I was getting ready for school, and I was scared out of my fucking mind. I was like, holy shit, these motherfuckers are making money, and they're trying to kill them. I'm barely trying to learn my ABCs. What the fuck's going to happen to me?
Oh my God,
You
you're
know?
so young. Go home, Ruby. We're done.
But, like, you know, I remember that. What else was there? I remember when we
See,
went
I
for-
remember Amy Fisher and Lorena Bobbitt and O.J. Simpson
Oh, OJ.
and the Mendez brothers. Yeah, fucking yeah.
Oh,
1994 was a crazy fucking year.
Speaking of Hispanic names, I also recently found out that some of my family back then had ties to the cartels.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like I
My
start
maid.
like I'm a car nerd now, so I've learned that like certain vehicles came out at certain times. So I started looking through old photographs. Mind you, my family still has photographs, and it's all photographs from like people in Mexico, and we're talking like 1984, 73, and they all have like brand new trucks, like like absolutely brand new trucks at the time that were worth a couple grand. I mean the equivalent of like 80 grand now, but just fixed up, and they're just hanging out looking like Mr. Cool guys. I'm like, oh, I wish I could be like that uncle. And now I'm like starting to put the pieces together. I was like, oh shit, this motherfucker was moving cocaine, or this motherfucker was moving marijuana, because those trucks are expensive.
And you all were smoking it in the peace pipe.
Yeah, I mean, like, shit, I'm paying $40 an eighth nadays.
I don't know what any of that means. I've never done drugs. I don't understand any of that.
Really, you've never done anything?
No. I mean, except what prescription stuff that they've given me.
Oh, so you've done meth?
Well, but I can't really do Vicodin. Like, they gave me Vicodin for my C-sections, and when I had my C-section, they gave me a whole one, and I slept for 3 days, and John's like, don't do that again. I need her.
I think the worst trip I've ever had, and this is gonna sound goofy because I'm a total stoner now, but was I don't want to say I overdosed, but I overdosed myself. If I'm not saying I overdosed, but I overdosed.
You overserved yourself?
There you go. I overserved myself with chemo patient Rick Simpson oil. So I was supposed to take like a dot of this stuff and put it like in my gum or like under my tongue, and I just straight up took like a line. I was like, fuck it, Scarface, boom. I woke up about 16 hours later and the room was spinning. Went back to bed and was like knocked out for like 48 hours.
Worst trip I ever had was going to Lubbock, Texas.
Ooh. Did you love it?
No. I got beat up for 3 years and came home and wrote him as a bad guy in my book and killed him and ruined his family. But I took 3 books to do it.
Oh, well, I mean.
Yeah. All right. How do you feel?
Oh, I feel like
An Indian?
well, I feel like a thing of dough, like pizza dough. Or, because I'm brown, I guess I could be like chocolate chip dough.
Fuck yeah, it
like
could.
Cookie dough. Ooh, cookie dough. That sounds good right now.
It does sound good right now. It's the CBD lotion.
It's the lotion. I'm telling. No, I'm
I put the lotion on the skin, and now he wants cookies again.
I mean, I'm such a sweet tooth.
All right. You survived?
I did. Oh, my goodness. Ooh.
Take your time getting up.
Upwards dog. What is this? The yoga position.
The ruby.
The ruby. Is there a cam- oh, hey. I feel like I'm a cam girl now. Thank you, Joy. That was amazing.